Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're as excited to be back here as I am. I hope you guys are all doing so well today. I am doing a makeup tutorial today, obviously. I'm really excited. I feel like I've got so many new products that I haven't been able to try out. So now that I can, no more renos, no more nothing interrupting me. I'm very excited to put a lot of these on my face. Obviously I have nowhere to go. If you are not aware already, here in Melbourne we are back into lockdown for the next 6 weeks. And potentially, I heard yesterday that we may be going to stage 4 lockdown because it's getting pretty bad. So basically this video is going to be a how to look good when you've got nowhere to go type of video. So yeah, I'm not going to ramble too much. I'm going to jump right into it and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, so first things first, as always, skincare. I have been taking such good care of my skin. If you look through a few videos back, you would have seen how bad my acne was. So we're definitely a long way away from that. I know I've spoken a lot about my skincare in the past, but if you guys do want an updated routine, a full breakdown of everything that I do, let me know. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to use the Frank Body Everyday Face Moisturiser. Absolutely love this stuff. So you guys know me, I am super generous with my moisturizers. So I am literally packing this all over my face because it is winter. My skin has become dry like the desert once again. I don't know if anyone else does this, but with like the leftover moisturizer I have, I always put it in my hair to flatten it and make it look less frizzy because I get a lot of like frizzy bits, little flyaways. Next is eye cream. Eye prep, as I've prefaced so many times before, is super important. You don't want your concealer to move around and crease, so applying an eye cream obviously prevents that. I'm using a new one today. I've never used this before, but I really want to try it out. This is the MECCA Cosmetica Hydrating Eye Cream with niacinamide. I think I pronounced that right, but if not, oh well. So I'm taking a decent amount of this. I'm going to apply this to both eyes. So just like this. And then tap that in with my ring finger. So that's all the moisturizers done. The next thing I'm doing is using a primer. And I generally never use primers. I don't like them for my skin because it is quite dry. But there is one primer that I have been using when I do wear makeup. Obviously, nowhere to go these days, but we're looking glad to be at home today. So this is pretty much one of the only primers that I use. It's the Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. I really like it because it doesn't dry out my skin. And it makes my skin look dewy underneath as well. So it's one of the few that I do like. So I also apply this quite generously. And that is skin prep done. Next I'm moving on to my eyebrows. I always like to do my eyebrows before my eye makeup and stuff, just because I feel like your eyebrows frame your face, they frame your eyes. Therefore, it gives you a nice guide as to where to apply your eyeshadow. So I'm taking my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. This is the shade 3.5. I'm usually a 4, but I ran out, so this is the only color that I had. So I'm just taking the spoolie end and brushing my eyebrows up. I let my eyebrows grow out for like 2 months during the first round of ISO, and I adjusted them yesterday and I'm pretty happy with how they've filled out. So I don't like to fill my eyebrows too much anyway, but right now I'm literally just going to focus on the end part, but I think I need a closer mirror. So literally that is it. And then I'm going to take the Benefit Gimme Brow. This one is the shade 5. Again, I usually use the shade 4, but this is all I had on me at the moment. And I'm just going to brush that through my brows. So just like that. Now I'm moving on to the eyes, and I'm really excited because I haven't done my eyeshadow in a really long time. Like it's been maybe since the start of the year. And we are mid-July, so I am first going to apply concealer. Okay, so I'm going to apply the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. I like this because it's pretty thick and I want a thick base to my eyeshadow. So I'm going to apply that generously to both eyes, and then I'm going to blend it out with a damp beauty blender. Actually, you know what, I'm going to blend it out with the Zoeva 142 concealer buffer. I really like this brush, so I'm going to use that to buff out. Also, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I actually didn't sculpt out my brows. I don't really like to do that anymore. I really like keeping the natural fluffy shape. The only time I do sculpt though is when my eyebrows are like overgrown, and I need to use the concealer to cover up some hairs. So for eyeshadow, I'm taking the Morphe 3502 or 3502 palette. It is just a really beautiful neutral palette. This is what it looks like. I am going to grab one of my favorite brushes. I'm actually first going to go in with just a normal bronzer through my crease, just because I like that as a base for like my crease shadow. So what I'm taking is this Jennifer Lopez Inglot bronzer. It's a really nice light cool toned bronzer. So I am just going to run that in my crease with my favorite ever Zoeva 228 Luxe crease brush. So just like that, it acts as a really beautiful base and it just shadows the crease nicely. Next, I'm going to grab another brush and I'm going to take another Zoeva. This is their 227 Soft Definer brush. And I'm going to take the shade, I don't know what it's called, but it's this one right here. All the eyeshadows I'll be using today are from this palette. So just like a really nice, easy one palette look. And I'm gonna run this on my outer corner and bring it to my crease. You can switch between brushes to make sure that you're blending correctly. We all know key to a good eye look is blending. You literally just want to blend until your hands and your eyes hurt. With that same brush, I'm taking a deeper brown shade. I will probably take this one right here. And I'm going to be focusing this one on the outer corner. Also blending it out with my 228. So with the eyeshadow, I'm literally taking bit by bit. I'm taking only a little bit of eyeshadow on my brush first because you can always add more, but you can't remove. I mean, I guess you can, but it's just a lot harder because you probably have to wipe your whole eye off. So I'm literally adding just a little bit and then adding a little bit more until I reach my desired opacity. You want to make sure that each time you're adding eyeshadow on, you're blending it out at the same time. I'm taking a small pencil brush. This is the Zoeva 230 Luxe pencil. And I'm taking the darkest brown, actually one of the darker browns. You know what, I'm gonna mix these two shades together. And I'm going to use this really close to my lash line only. I'm not applying it all over the eye. I'm just gonna focus it as close to my lash line as possible, but also make sure that it blends in with the rest of my eye. Okay, so I ended up adding a little bit of black really close to that lash line just because I felt like the browns weren't dark enough. So I added a bit of black and then smoked it out with the browns. And as you can see, there is a little bit of fallout. So I'm taking a wet wipe. This is the Neutrogena ones. And I'm just going to use that to clean that up. So just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same on the other eye. Okay, so that is the top lids done. Part of me really wants to do a cut crease, but another part of me is like, oh, it looks so good, don't wreck it. So I don't really know where to go from here because I really like the really neutral. You know what? Stuff it. I am going to do a cut crease. I may regret it, it's been a while, but it should be fine. So this is a concealer that I was actually going to use on my face. It's a new one. It is by Too Faced. It is the Peach Perfect Instant Coverage Concealer. I'm going to use this because it looks really thick and it's a light color. So I'm going to take it on a really skinny concealer brush. And with cut creases, you've really got to pack the concealer. You want it to be thick. So I'm actually gonna put some on the back of my hand. Decent little amount of that. Oh, and here we go. Ooh, not too bad. I don't think I've done a cut crease since like last year. What I'm gonna do is before I set that concealer, I'm just gonna blend out the edges so they're not too harsh. So now I'm just gonna set that with some powder. I'm just gonna use my Mercier and just dab it on with that dome brush that I used before. Okay, so that's it. But someone explain to me why my eyelid just got hella wrinkly. Okay, well, that was really annoying. Let me explain to you guys what I did. Okay, so note one, don't ever use a thick cream for a cut crease. I actually forgot this because it's been so long. It will make your eye go really wrinkly. So basically, I did up the cream concealer and then I set it with my Mercier translucent powder. And my eyeball looked like I was 80 years old. Very, very wrinkly. So I wiped it off. I ended up applying the Colourpop concealer that I applied as my base, and then I set it with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. This is a really good powder because it's really light. You don't want to use anything too heavy to cut the crease or to set it because it will look really wrinkly and it will feel really thick. So don't do what I just did. But I'm not going to cut this out because I like messing up on camera because I can explain to you what I've done wrong and why it's wrong. It's not that it's wrong, but what the outcome would be and what you can do to fix it. So I feel like I can kind of teach you guys a little bit better that way. I'm going to take the brush that I applied the darker shades with and use that to blend in that cut crease. Just switching between the two brushes that I've been using. I'm going to use that to blend those edges in. I actually want to leave the cut crease the way it is. I really like that nude, like lighter color. It's like a nice skin tone. So now I'm just going to apply a winged liner. I'm taking my Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. This is a really, really good pen liquid liner to use and it's super easy. So I'm just going to start from the middle of my eye as always and work my way out. I've really lightly curled my lashes and I'm taking a new mascara today. I haven't used this one before. This is the Lilly Lashes XXX Mascara. I wanted to try this out actually. I just want to see how it goes. So starting at the root of your lashes, wiggling up. Not bad so far. I'd have to try this out without such heavy eye makeup. And now for lashes, I am taking this big book from Velour lashes. I've had this for so long, but there are so many lashes in here that I've never used. So I'm taking the style Whispie Sweet Nothings, which is this one right here. The lash glue I'm using is the House of Lashes lash glue, which is the best lash glue on the market, 100%, no doubt about it. So that is eyes done. I'm feeling super extra. That actually did take an embarrassingly long time. I need to improve on my timing. I'm so not used to wearing lashes either. I didn't realize it's been that long. So, foundation. Clearly I didn't hit record when I was introducing my foundation. So I'm using a new foundation today. This is the Nudestix foundation. I've just pumped a shade onto my face. Not really sure what it is. It is a little bit dark, but I am going to use a lighter concealer anyway. Oh, actually, it matches my neck. So it's called a Tinted Cover Foundation. So it's really, really light, which is the first thing I've noticed. But I just prefer lighter colors these days. I just feel like my skin breathes a lot better. It just works better for my skin type. I might actually blend this with a brush for now, just because I don't want to shear it out too much. Make sure you always blend it down your neck. And I'm just going to grab my beauty blender and dab that all in. I'm going to correct my under eyes, and I'm taking this Charlotte Tilbury medium to Corrector. They weren't too bad before, but now that I look at them, I'm like, they are a bit dark. I am an early riser, so I don't really get that much sleep. But just dabbing that on with my ring finger. And that's already helped so much. For concealer, I'm going to be using the Instant Coverage Concealer by Too Faced. It is a matte concealer, so I'm interested to see how this goes with my skin type. But I'm just taking on that little concealer brush that we've been using today and applying that directly under my eyes. And I'm just bringing it a bit lower so it covers a bit of my cheek. I'm going to apply a little bit over my nose as well because it's very red today. I'm quite generous with it because whatever's left on my Beauty Blender sponge, actually this isn't a Beauty Blender, I think this is one by Model Rock, but I love it because it's got a flat side. Whatever's left over on this, I'm going to dab in other areas of my face. So we'll start by blending that out underneath my eyes. I've actually got another concealer that I want to try, but maybe I'll do that in the next video. It's the Hourglass Vanish Concealer. I've had it for a little while, but I've saved it because I wanted to film with it for the first time. Already I'm looking at this concealer and to be honest, I don't like it at all. At all. What do you guys think, like, just by looking at it? I'm not liking it. I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away Liquid Concealer. Really love this stuff, so I'm just going to put some of that on top. Yeah, I don't think I like that Too Faced concealer. Don't think I'll be using that again. I've never used a Charlotte Tilbury product that I don't like. Her products are always straight up 10 out of 10s. I feel like she's a brand that just knows what's good for the skin. Okay, next I'm going to bronze my face and I'm taking a cream bronzer. This is one by Fenty. This is the shade Butta Biscuit 02. I haven't used this before. I accidentally slid my finger in it, but I really like this shade, so I wanted to give it a go. Okay, I'm taking this MECCA Cosmetica contour brush and I'm just gonna take a small amount of that and put that to the hollows of my cheeks. This is actually a really nice light product. So far, I'm really liking that actually. Oh my god, that was such a good bronzer. I really like that bronzer. Wow. I'm very impressed. And now for highlighter, I am going to use cream one. This is a new one by Frank Body. It is their Rose Gold Illuminator. I believe this came out yesterday. So I'm really excited to use this. So I haven't put any powders on my face yet. So it is the perfect time to apply this. So I'm going to apply it to the tops of my cheekbones. And literally as always, like to every place, like area that I highlight. So obviously my forehead. I love to glow, so I'm being very generous with this. These days I like a lot more of a natural glow. That looks absolutely perfect. I'm so happy with that. So now I'm going to set my face. Technically, I'm just going to be setting my under eyes. I want to keep the rest of my face looking really nice and glowy. So, of course, I'm taking my Charlotte Tilbury Loose Translucent Powder. Did I say Charlotte Tilbury? I meant Laura Mercier. My Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Powder. And just setting my under eyes. I'm actually also going to set my nose because he needs it. So while that's setting, I'm going to line and fill in my lips. I'm going to be taking the Morphe lip liner in Sweet Tea. And then I am going over that with the Ophra liquid lipstick in Sao Paolo. This has become my absolute favorite. So I'm dusting off that powder with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in the shade number 1 Fair. I'm just focusing this powder underneath my eyes. I'm not really applying it anywhere else. I just want to dust off that powder that I've applied. Okay, so I'm taking that Illuminator again, and I'm taking it on this Marc Jacobs eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to use it as my brow bone highlight. Yes, you can use a cream highlighter as a brow bone highlight. You just have to make sure that you blend it really well, because obviously you have applied powders. I'm also going to apply this into my inner corner. And I'm also going to apply this to the tip of my nose. I do that with my finger actually. And to the top of my bridge. Now I don't apply it all the way down just because I don't want to emphasize the length of my bridge. Just blend that out so it looks natural. I also want to apply blush because I am a big blush girl. I'm taking this new palette by NARS. It is the Orgasm X Cheek palette. Orgasm is probably one of my all-time favorite blushes. It just looks so good on everyone. So I'm going to take the middle shade, which is the OG Orgasm. And I'm just going to take it on a dome blush brush and add that to my cheeks. If you've applied too much, just blend it out with your beauty blender. Just makes the face look so youthful and it just adds that really nice little flush of colour to a face. And then I want to set that all in with some Fix Plus. Okay, so this, my loves, is the finished look. I'm actually really happy with it. Didn't have super high hopes midway through the eyes. I thought I'd completely ruined it. But I'm really happy with how it's turned out. One thing I realized with myself is I really love my neutrals. You probably won't see me play with color that much, but if you would like me to, just let me know in the comments. I like working with neutrals a lot more just because I feel like they're more wearable. So I feel like if I create a look with neutrals, you guys are more likely to try it out and wear it. But you've probably noticed as well that my style with skin has changed a lot as well. I don't really like to do too much full coverage, high glam. I like it to still look glam, but youthful and flattering and all around natural. You can still see my skin through my foundation. This is more of like a skin tint. It's like light to medium coverage. If you want heavier coverage with this foundation, I would probably recommend applying it with a brush and not going over it with a beauty blender because I feel like a beauty blender shears it out, which I personally like to an extent. The camera died on me just as I was ending this video, so I don't know what I was up to and I was saying. Don't know what I was up to and what I was saying, but I'm just gonna end it here before it dies on me again. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching this video. If you enjoyed, please give me a massive thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.